said it was the 5th largest storm that they've seen in their coverage area. They cover a lot of North Carolina, parts of Georgia, along with South Carolina, so that's significant. We recognized very quickly that this thing was getting out of hand. So we called in the South Carolina Emergency Management Team. That's a state resource. They came in, saw how big it was, so we called the South Carolina Forestry Commission. They have a incident management team. They put together a plan in no time, and we acted that plan out, and because of that, there's no fatalities to report. There's one, but it was a result of a power line. So we've got a lot to be thankful for in terms of that. We deployed the South Carolina National Guard. We did health and welfare checks throughout the entire county. You probably see their presence. Well, I'm not going to talk about the food that was distributed and the plan going forward because we've got people here to do that. So before I call up our first speaker, you need to understand this, and this is what I'll tell you right now, what we know, because when I saw this amount of crowd and talking to a few people, we quickly realized that these folks here want to know about the FEMA, and some of you may even came here to apply tonight. That's not going to happen, and if you got information about that elsewhere, I want you to consider that source, because that was a bad source. Where we at in terms of FEMA is the governor has sent up 13 counties to the president. 2 of those counties have already realized that. This is individual assistance. We have government assistance already, but the 2 counties that have individual assistance as we speak is Orangeburg and Marion County. I think Marion County got it by way of, we all know the tragedies over there in the little town of Nichols. We've been equally hit as hard. I fully suspect that will happen. I cannot tell you that for sure, but our congressional delegation, Congressman Rice was here yesterday, had somebody on the ground today. The whole delegation and our U.S. senators are fighting for that with the president right now. I suspect that it'll happen, okay? So without further ado, when we bring these speakers up, I'm asking the speakers just be 3 or 4 minutes, and what you're going to hear is from several entities, starting with the mayors and city administrators to tell you what actions were taken in their city and what you can expect moving forward. Then we will have a little bit more information as we'll have DSS, DHEC, Red Cross, the school, on and on. But I feel like we'll answer all your questions as these speakers come up and speak. Again, this is everything we know, but we want to be transparent. We want you to know what's going on, okay? So my friend, Mayor Todd Davis, do you want to come up? And after him, we'll be followed by Lakeview and Latta, so if you'll just be prepared to come up here so we can expedite this meeting. Thanks for being here, Mayor Davis.
Good evening. I promise I won't be here but a minute. I just want to bring you some things from the city standpoint that might can help you, might save you some time, save you some money down the road. First of all, pleasure to see you here with all we went through. I know I talked to many of you trying to coordinate feedings, and food, and lunch, and so forth, and it all worked out. I know we got our challenges and issues ahead. Let me tell you a few things you might want to know from the city standpoint, the services the city provides. I know y'all got a lot of road debris out there and you're ready for it to be picked up. We started that last week, but I noted you that got a lot of damage in your home and you got your debris out there. I don't know if I would move that debris until you got a picture of it, you got it verified that it's yours. Because if there is assistance coming, that if you don't have pictures of it, you might be in trouble. So if we haven't picked up your debris, and we haven't, that's the reason for it primarily. We don't want to pick it up beforehand. It cause you an issue. Garbage services started back up last week, and we're on our rotation now. So get your bin out there. This time in the past, if somebody forgot their garbage bin out, we would go back and get it. Well, it's kind of hard to do right now as far as the garbage capacity we have. We're behind, so we're trying to catch up. One of the charities that came into Dillon, there's a couple of them, And we've gotten a lot of response on this. I tried to put it out on social media. I kept putting it out, telling people to share it. If you got a tree on your home or a structure around your house, there are services here that will take that tree down free of cost, okay? Won't off the ground, but they'll get it off your fence, your house, your carport, utility building, and so forth. So if somebody's in that situation, let me know, and we'll be glad to get somebody out there. Another question we got, and I don't have as many today, the water never was compromised from the city of Dillon. Never was, isn't now, and that goes for Trico also. So there's no issues with the water, and hasn't been. If there's anything the city of Dillon can do for you, y'all know our city office, 774-0040, to call us up. We'll be kind of playing the lead with the county on where to go next and what to do. If there's anything you want us to know or help you with any removal, let us know, debris removal, what have you. Thank you. Just thank you for your patience. Thank you for your time. Thank you how all y'all responded. Couldn't be more proud of Dillon than I've been mayor 14 years than I have this past week. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor. We do appreciate your patience. Everybody's going through a lot of turmoil. These folks that come up here, I assure you, I've watched them work 18-hour days. They've addressed the citizens' needs before their own. Some of them have been needing to take care of their personal needs at home. Okay, Matthew Everton from the town of Lakeview, please come up.
Hey, how y'all doing this evening? Again, my name is Matthew Everton from the town of Lakeview. I'm a council member there, and I want to talk a little bit. Sorry, how about now? Better? No? How about now? Great. All right, I'm sorry, I'll start over. Those of you who don't know me, my name is Matthew Everton. I'm a council member for the town of Lakeview. I just want to talk a little bit this week about what we went through in Lakeview and the things that we've done and what I've seen. Our community lost a lot. We went through a lot, and through all of that, we grew a lot. Some of the things that I saw were spiritual growth, emotional growth. I've seen people come together like I've never seen before. See things that I thought were lost around here. I've seen love. I've seen prayer circles in our community. Like I said, I've seen things grow tremendously. Throughout all of it, I've seen our EMS workers, our firefighters, our police officers, our volunteers work around the clock like many others here. And that's a continuing effort that we're doing right now. In addition to all that, I've had Red Cross members tell me they've never seen a place like Lakeview. I've had parents come by and tell me that their kids have grown. They've learned how to put their needs behind others and how to share the love. Through all of it, with help from various organizations, small businesses, private donors, we've been able to get together and hand out 2,000 cases of water, 1,000 bags of ice, over 1,000 bags of ice, 1,000 goodie bags for our students and teachers, most of those who were displaced for some amount of time. We've helped 35 displaced families who have either lost their home or had to leave it. I can't begin to name all of the people who contributed to our success during this disaster, and I won't try to. But I want to say thank you to everyone who's contributed in the community, all those who put together things to organize, and in addition to what's been done, we will continue to have one more organized distribution on Wednesday, and we'll have one follow-up for the next week. Thank you.
Okay, now we'll hear from Latta Jarrett Taylor. Be reminded, speakers, 4 or 5 minutes.
Good evening. First of all, I want to start out by thanking state, local, county response people. We got out there pretty quick, and I think we did a fairly good job of responding to everybody. I know we tried our hardest. Saturday morning, about 10 o'clock, we all saw water start rolling into Latta like we've never seen water before. Somewhere around lunchtime, a lot of us were up to our chest. I think we evacuated close to about 70 people over in Latta. We've got people that have totally lost their homes and everything in it. like probably some of you guys have. So, we have distributed over right close to 1,500 hot meals over in Latta and the areas surrounding that. I'm very proud of the volunteers over in Latta. We went through the town pretty quickly and assessed our needs over in Latta to the point where we could help the community next to us as well. So I'm very proud of that as well. We've distributed water. Excuse me, we're tired. I'm sorry, we're tired. But we've distributed water to many of the homes. And we've got our roads within the first 36 hours. We had our roads 100% passable. By Thursday, we had all of our lights on. So we feel very fortunate over in Latta to have everything we've got right now. What we can do for you guys moving forward is tomorrow night, yes, 6 o'clock at the Latta Baptist Church, there is a restoration team coming in that will teach, and anybody's invited, that will teach you guys how to tear away some of your dampened sheetrock and fix some of your houses. And that's a free of charge kind of thing. Going forth, we've got the town of Rock Hill, or the city of Rock Hill and the city of Lancaster they're going to come in and help with yard debris. Trying to think of anything else we've had going along the lines. If you guys need anything, we've got several nonprofit organizations that have came in and donated their time. We've got a little makeshift food pantry set up. We've got a few donated clothes. If y'all could call Latta Town Hall, I know the girls up there are going to love me giving this out, but it's 843-752-5115, and if we can help you out, we'll get to you however we can. I think we have moved all the trees off of individual homes, but if we missed anybody, again, if you call that number, we'll help you out as quickly as we can. But again, thank you to everybody. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jared. Jared's one to work around the clock. Now we're going to hear from some agencies, and I know this is what a lot of you folks come here to hear. We've got Richard Schaefer with the Dillon County School Board. I know we're ready to get kids back into school, so we'll hear from Richard.
I'm really not that old. I just got a lot of metal inside my back. First, thank you for all being here today. I know it's been a traumatic situation. I also am a member of the Red Cross. I assisted in opening all the Florence shelters, and I actually opened the Dillon shelter. So I know the trauma and the tragedies that are out there. I'm here tonight to talk about the county school system. Do what? That better? That better? All right. I'm glad to say today that the county school system is back open, up and running. Thank the Lord. The alternative to that did not look good in some areas, I can tell you. We were not happy with our alternative plan, but that's the only plan we could come up with. Tomorrow morning, the Dillon District 4 school system will open for kids at 10 o'clock, with staff at 9 o'clock. Our problem, everybody asks me why 10 o'clock. There's about 25 to 30 roads in this county that we cannot run school buses down. And if there's a roadblock sign, we will not run that school bus by that sign. So there's going to be a lot of problems with that situation. But our bus supervisor and her group's been out all week, even over the weekend, riding all these roads and trying to get to the point that they got meeting points for every child. They should have talked to just about every family that's going to be involved in this problem. There are many roads we cannot get those school buses down. So hopefully that will get better as time goes on. The road in front of my house is washed out. It's a gully wash. There's no road. So you can't get down Purdy Road. So the busing situation is going to be a little tedious and a little traumatic for a lot of people. But Latta school system, it started today, students and faculty, and I've heard no problems with the busing situation in Latta. So I'm proud to say that as far as the schools are, we'll be up and operating tomorrow. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is. Tomorrow we will start at 10 o'clock. The next day we'll be on our normal operating schedule. So bear with us. We got a lot of problems to overcome tomorrow morning with this busing scenario. The schools themselves have some damage. We got a lot of roof leaks. We got a lot of carpet and things that got to be replaced in them. And we are working on that as I speak. I don't know the amount of the damage yet. I've not seen the assessment. But I do know it's mostly carpet and some fixtures and furniture. That's small compared to the overall picture. So that's about the best I can say for that for us. If you have problems with the busing schedule, call your administrators or your principals in that school. They will give you the locations in which these buses are going to be picking up students in certain areas. And I'm sure there's a lot of that to be going on. And again, I'm sorry, but we cannot take the risk of running those buses past those roadblock stands. So that's basically it for the county school system. And we just thank you. Before I finish, I want to say, just like he said before me, I have lived in Dillon County my entire life. I was here when Hazel hit. I have never seen anything like this. My own business has a massive, massive problem with all the destruction and problems that we got there because of the flood. But I've never seen the government pull together like it has. I can't say enough about EMS. DSS, wow. Sheriff's Department, I don't know what we would have done at that shelter at Dillon Middle School without the Sheriff's Department. Red Cross, the city police departments in all three cities. And I could go on and on, but it has been a miraculous deal, and everybody has pulled together and made it happen. So I thank all of you, everybody that's been involved. Thank you.
Heard a lot of cell phones. If you'll take a minute to cut that off as I get Moses up here. Captain, be acknowledged back here. Raise your hand, please. You helped us so much during this. We've had all kind of folks in here. Thank you, sir. All right, Moses, come on up here with the emergency management. This guy worked around the clock. You hear me? And he had the wherewithal to call in help when we needed it. And I would say you 4 or 5 minutes, Moses. He's a talker.
First of all, I would like to say good evening to everybody. And I'd definitely like to thank the people in Dillon County. We are like the mighty ducks. We fly together. I'd like to thank all the community for coming together during this disaster. I want to thank the fire department, E911, the National Guard, EMS, Sheriff Department, all the police municipalities, Dillon Ladder, Lakeview Rescue Squad, American Red Cross, DHEC, DSS, South Carolina Forestry Commission, Purdue, Baptist Association, Dillon Church of God, Brandeis Banquet Hall, Dillon County Council of Aging, Derek Graves Catering, South Carolina SEMD Outreach Community Church, First Presbyterian Church, Dillon School District, Dillon County Animal Shelter, Duke Energy Detention Center, Edgefield County, Lexington County, Anderson County, Saluda, Helping Hand. Everybody supported us doing this thing. Dillon has completed its damage assessment with SEMD and FEMA, and we have submitted all of that information to FEMA to see if Dillon is eligible for federal disaster relief programs for residents. Right now, we are waiting to hear from FEMA, but such approval have gone all the way to the White House for the president to sign. This process can take a while, especially now since 3 other states are applying for the same program. In the meantime, we have several relief programs available to Dillon County to help you. If you have a need that's not being met, you need to call 211 to be connected to help that's available while we wait for the federal government. Thank you all.
I'd ask you to continue to clap. This man did Carrie saying no. Thank you, Moses. Next, I'm going to ask Karen English with DSS to come up here. I know you're going to, please listen, okay? While she's on the way up, I see our chairman, Mr. Buzzy Finkley. They had a special meeting so we would allow our citizens to unload at the landfill at no cost. So they were at it. Any more county councilmen here? If you are, raise your hand. Okay, Karen, speak to us from DSS.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? Okay. A lot of questions about SNAP benefits, what we call food stamps. There's not going to be any delay in receiving your food stamps from the store. However, we are only doing replacement food stamps and new applications at this time. There is no disaster SNAP benefits. We haven't heard anything. We don't know if that's going to come about, and if it does, we just don't know yet. If you want to do a replacement benefits, for food stamps, you have to bring a verification of a loss that you received, and that can be a newspaper article. It can be a letter from the Red Cross or a food bank, a website printout showing outage or loss. For example, a news website or power company notification of outage area, letter from your landlord, a letter from your insurance company, a letter from the electric company. South Carolina has applied for a waiver, so we can just automatically replace benefits on our recipients' cards. We have not been approved for that yet. Until then, you're still going to have to come in our office and you're going to have to fill out an affidavit, provide that verification, and then hopefully your replacement benefits will be put on your card. Like I said, no DSNAP at this time is what we call it, and only replacement and new applications. Thank you.
Okay, we're not aware of such a thing. We're telling you everything we know. Okay. All right, let's come back to order, and now we have Donna Stackhouse.
Hello, I'm Donna Stackhouse with DSS. I have coordinated the feeding sites with the Red Cross and distribution of items. What I need to let you know right now, based on what we have received from the Red Cross as far as water from the National Guard, they have been very helpful in distributing water and MREs. Also, we're getting cleaning kits and supplies from the Red Cross. So we have coordinated sites that we're going to be managing distribution of those and setting those up this week. And then the county will pick up next week with the additional donations that come in. We will have a distribution site at Lakeview, at the community center. They're going to be distributing their donations Wednesday. We will also have people there Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to have people at the Latta Community Center Tuesday and Thursday morning from 9 to 1. Those people will help distribute water and what cleaning supplies we have gotten so far. We are still waiting on deliveries. We have to remember that we had to wait on transportation and trucks to be able to get here to bring us everything that we need. So there will be more things coming. We will just have to wait and notify you as we get them when we will be distributing. Also, we are going through Helping Hands in Dillon and Latta for distribution of a lot of items. So you need to check with them on a regular basis to see what they have and when they're going to be distributing it. Okay? I do want to say thank you to the National Guard for all of their help in getting items distributed. Thank you to the Red Cross for helping us get as many items as we can. We are getting calls from a lot of private donators or companies wanting to bring items in, and as we get those in, we will coordinate with the county to get those distributed. Also, Tuesday morning and Thursday morning at the Latta Community Center from 9 to 1, they will take replacement food stamp applications, but only from 9 to 1. And Ms. Karen just told you the items you need to bring in with that application if you can. If not, you may have to provide it at a later date. DSS will work with the county through this week to coordinate their receipt of donations and distribution. And after that, Dillon County will be managing those items. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Please be mindful, we're doing everything we can, folks, I assure you that. We've got two more speakers on the agenda. Public Health DHEC, Ruthie Yodom, are you with us? Yeah, thank you.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to say how sorry I am for each and every one of you for any of the devastation and the nightmare that you've experienced. What I'd like to share with you tonight is what we do have available for you at the health department should you have a need of our services. So if you're a WIC recipient and you have lost or your vouchers have been destroyed, you can come to the health department. We will work with you to get those replaced. If you need this, the food supplement program, which is the Women, Infant, and Children program, and you've not received it before, we do have brochures on the back table that give you the income eligibility. So if one of you has, as a result of this, lost your job, you may now be eligible for WIC. So we want you to look at what that eligibility is and certainly come in and get that service. We also have available at the health department the preventive health services, your family plan and STD kind of service if anybody needs that kind of thing. If you've lost your contraceptives, that we can help you to see what we need to get you some help there. Also, immunizations. During this time, we need to encourage you to be very cautious about injuries. So injuries tend to increase as you respond to your personal cleanup, that kind of thing. So we would encourage you to be very careful about that. If you do receive a wound injury, please see your primary physician. They may refer you to the health department for a tetanus shot. If that's the case, we will be glad to do that. But just know that wound care is not something that we do. You would need to follow up with your physician on that. We also would like to offer up from the health department that if there is any kind of GI illness or something that you feel is infection brought about, that we would like to have those calls given to us, and we'll try to work with you on those kinds of things. And then lastly, we want to offer that we do have social work available should you have need for psychological support or behavioral health support because of the crisis that you've been through. What we do know about these type of crises is that at the end of the day, you may lose material things, but what seems to be the biggest loss is the wellness of your well-being, your spiritual, your emotional well-being. So we will offer that if you should need that. Thank y'all.
Please don't discount that last part she said. The strongest of men can break down during these times. I've seen it. I've seen strong men break down. So don't discount that mental health part. All right, please don't do that. All right, two more speakers. We have Mr. Buck Graham with DHEC. Environmental Services.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Buck Graham. I'm the Area Director for DHEC's Environmental Services offices over in Florence and Sumter. And I just want to say, first of all, thank all of y'all for coming tonight. Unfortunately, you have to be here. But I do want to thank, I won't go into individuals because I'll leave somebody out, but all the first responders, power crews, law enforcement, nonprofits, everybody that's helped out. Because I do consider this an honor to be able to help in these response and recovery efforts for our community. Because I actually live in Dillon too. I'm a resident of Dillon, have been for probably 52 years. But I want you to know that you have the full support of the DHEC upper management Director Heigl and myself, she was over here a couple of days last week surveying the damage. We also have our Director of Environmental Affairs here tonight, Ms. Myra Reese, over here, red over here, and several other staff members as well. But they are fully committed to this community. A few of the response and recovery efforts that DHEC's been involved with certainly are the water, wastewater issues, the boil water advisory, and let me clear up a couple of things on that. There was a boil water advisory system-wide for Trico early on, but that has all been rescinded. All the water is okay with them now. There never was, as the mayor said, anything with the city of Dillon. So any reports you've seen on that are not true. We've also been monitoring dams. We've had several dams breach. We've been doing 24/7 surveillance on a couple, one at Oakdale and one over in Marion, Baxter Pond Dam, to make sure they don't breach and take out I-95 and US 501. We've also been doing our traditional emergency response efforts. The night of the storm, about 1:30, we actually had a train derailment in Wallace, which was due to the washout of the railroad bed. Again, on the recovery side, we're continuing to work with the water, wastewater facilities, making sure they come back operating properly. We're also looking, especially for the private homeowners who have a individual well not served by city or county water, making sure that if those wells were flooded with river water or just rainwater, surface water, that you are able to get those disinfected and sampled. We are offering right now for Dillon County citizens free water testing. We do encourage you to disinfect the well first. We have a booth, a couple of tables set up back here in the corner. If you have a private well and concerned about it, come back there and we'll talk to you, explain about how to disinfect the well, and then get you a private well water sample. That's traditionally a $20 fee, but that fee is being waived at this time. Once you collect that sample, you just bring it back to the Dillon County Health Department and they will take it to our lab over in Florence where we were analyzing. Again, if you have any additional questions or concerns, I encourage you to call us over in Florence. Our number is 843-661-4825, or you can call the local health department here. And even if it's not something DHEC traditionally does, we will do our level best to get you an answer on whatever your question might be. Thank you.
All right, one last speaker. I hope it's evident we're in the people business. Thank you for your kind attention. Rough times. All right, meet my new friend. Looks like he's 15, but I'll tell you, this guy performed with the Red Cross. He's not 15. Come on up, Michael Betcher. He's going to explain to you what the Red Cross has done. And I think we got a few more things scheduled. Is that right? Or no? Yes. Okay.
Can everybody hear me? Unlike everybody else here, I am not from Dillon. I don't even live in the state of South Carolina. I'm actually from Alabama, up here for 2 weeks. A couple things we wanted to talk about. Red Cross is not doing any individual assistance at this time until we know what FEMA is going to do. So I keep getting a lot of questions about that, and if you have any other questions, just contact 1-800-RED-CROSS, and that will get you to the Hurricane Matthew hotline. We have been working with the county, DSS, the National Guard, and various other churches and organizations here in the county of Dillon. We have distributed 3,312 cases of water, roughly 2,400 cases of MREs. We have served 6,500 hot meals in just over 5 days. We had 139 people at a highest population in our shelter, and we are still doing meals at Lakeview Community Center from 12 and 5 till Wednesday, and at Outreach Community Church in Dillon at 12 and 5 until Wednesday. Like I said, if you have any other questions, just call 1-800-RED-CROSS, and that's it.
give us an estimate over a period of time. I just want to know how you perform.
How many?
Yeah.
We started feeding here in Dillon on the 12th. So 2 meals a day till today, so roughly 20-something meals. Like I said, it was 6,500 meals that we served in that short time frame.
I hope this will be helpful. Moving forward, Betsy, you'll help us get the information out, won't you, with the Dillon Herald? Lord, go with every car here tonight, depart in those cars, travel home with the citizens of Dillon County. Wrap your arms around them, show them comfort, give them hope, give them light. We all need it. I thank you how your spirit was here to help us carry out a very difficult mission. In your name we pray. Amen. Good night.